Hey guys, it's Melanie Daly, your back pain personal trainer. We are live for the Daily again. Today I wanted to talk about a forgotten stretch. So it's kind of funny because these days we get so crazy. We're always trying to think of the next, the latest and greatest thing. And there's a ton of, everyone's moving towards functional movement and mobility and all these fancy words, right? But when it comes down to it, when we're stretching, we're trying to move our body in as many ways as possible, especially areas of our body that haven't been moved that way in a while. I love it. I think it's so cool to think about a part of your body that hasn't really done much in a while. It's really like you're waking it up. The cool thing too is, and don't worry, I'm gonna get to the stretch, but I was talking about this with a client earlier this morning because we were working on some balance things, and speaking of another fancy word, there is a word called proprioception. Now, I don't know if you've heard that before, but basically it is your body's map of itself in space. So really it's actually your brain's map of your body in space. And so we were talking about this because a lot of people talk about balance, and they think it's, oh, my legs are weak or whatever, and we talk really about the muscles and joints when we talk about balance, but there's a lot of other things that go into balance. So this map of our body in space, it's kind of like, let's say if you close your eyes and you raise your hand, it's like, do you know where your hand is in space? And our map of ourself can become blurry if we don't really move parts of our body. So that map of ourself, we get that information via movement. So that's why stretching is so cool, because you're literally feeding this information to your brain about your body so it has a clearer picture of itself so that it can balance. The more information it has, it feels stronger, it knows where it is, and that's really what balance is. It's that clear picture of your body in space. So that's why stretching and moving parts of your body that haven't moved that way in a while is so important, because it's building that clear picture of your body in space. So I think so. Join me here. Hi, Diana. Okay, so let's get to the stretch and that fancy talk, right? So it's actually a really old school stretch if you think about it, which is why a lot of trainers probably forget about it, because again, we're trying to do all this fancy stuff. Hello. So it's probably like one of the two stretches that you learn in like gym class when you're young, which is not many, because not that I'm hating on anyone, but phys ed can kind of be going downhill these days. So this stretch is bringing your arm back behind you. Very simple. So to kind of break that down, don't worry, I'm going to add a little mel twist to it, of course. But chances are you haven't really done this in a while, and a lot of people are super tight in this entire area, and they've really kind of lost the ability to bring that arm behind their head. So what you want to do is bend at the elbow. You can sort of start like this, placing that hand on your shoulder. Then you're going to try to lift that elbow up, back behind you. And I'm using this other hand to help me. Now I'm pulling that elbow back as far as I can. Really nice stretch through here, the tissue through here. You can literally feel, if you haven't done that stretch in a while, things kind of opening up. Now, I promised a mel twist onto this. So, old school stretch, right? Kind of whatever. If you're active, maybe it's not that difficult for you, but people who aren't active, this is going to feel really good getting in there, because chances are it's pretty tight, since we don't really do that often in our daily life. So, the mel twist. We're going to bring that arm back like we did, pull that elbow back with the opposite arm, and now we're adding a side bend to it. And just this little twist, this little change gets through to this tissue right here that's pretty hard to access. Because even if you do one of these kind of side bends, you're not getting deep into here enough, but by pulling that arm back, you're really accessing that tissue. which is really cool. So it's all throughout the lat, through the shoulder, the rear shoulder, which is really cool. And like we were talking about before, if you were there, the more we move kind of every area of our body, muscles and joints in new ways, it's creating this really clear picture, this really clear map of our body in space. So our body can have good balance, it feels really safe, it knows what's going on, and that's where strength and flexibility and balance really comes from. So just move in as many new ways as possible, and don't forget the old school stuff, because this old school stretch feels pretty good. And then just add that little twist, and I'm pretty sure you'll love it. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.